How are you, Jadyn? Good to speak with you for a second time.
I'm great. It's a lot of fun and it's really warm out here in California, so I'm excited to be back.
Yeah, so I'm glad you're back. I know you really can't say too much about the lives, but in big picture sense, have you been able to relax? Have you been able to explore some more far places to eat or not? Have you been actually stuck in just working towards the lives? Or can you do both?
We've been pretty busy. Actually, today is probably one of the most open days that we have, and I'm definitely going to try to tan because I'm very pale and this is like the only time I'm able to get some sun. So we're going to probably do some laundry and relax a little bit today because we have a little bit of a free day. But yeah, up until now, we've had a lot of busy full days of rehearsing and all of that. It's been fun.
Yeah, so when we talked several months ago, a couple months back, you talked about your job that they let you back in, but you couldn't really tell me that you actually made the lives back then. How were you able to realistically just spend your downtime? Was it a lot of downtime, or were you working, or what were you doing during those months?
I was definitely working full time, so it's just going back to normal life. And so, yeah, working my 8 to 5 job. And so it's nice being back and getting that kind of, as much as we're still like working here, it's at least like a change of pace from my usual routine. So I'm definitely excited to be back.
Have you been able during that time, have you been able to just look at your just accomplishments on what you did? Were you able to soak it in and enjoy? And is it still, even to this day, with the lives coming up, is it still surreal to see how far you've made it and how much you've accomplished as an artist?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Just being this far, at first it was like, oh, this is taking forever to air. But then now it's, oh my gosh, we're in the last 2 weeks. It's almost done. And it definitely went by super fast. And I don't think it'll ever fully register in my head that like America is also watching this too. And it's not just airing in my mom's living room. But yes, it's definitely been fun. I'm excited for the lives. I'm also like sad for this experience to be coming to an end. But I'm definitely excited just to see where this all goes.
That is very cool. Jasmine just checked in. Jasmine, do you have any questions for Jadyn? And Jadyn, do you have any questions for Jasmine before we cut this part? Good. Okay, cool. So this is really cool. I wanted to follow up on last time you had, I think, was it one cat or two cats? Two cats. I'm secretly a cat lover. I love dogs too. But what is it about cats that you're so passionate about cats? Because we also talked about the idea that when you are a cat guardian, everyone ends up being allergic. So when your loved ones, they need to take medication. But what keeps you loving your cat so much?
They're just I don't know. I feel like with dogs, it's like a dog's always gonna be super excited to see you and love you no matter what. When it's like a cat, you have to like earn their trust and earn their love. So it's like more special to me that they like want to be around me and love me so much. And I don't know, I miss them a lot. And I'm also again, I work full time, so it's really difficult for me to even have a dog because then I'd have to go let it out and whatever. And when my cat can just take care of itself, and I have my cat's at home and I don't like putting them somewhere they're not used to. So I just keep them at home and then I have people come into my house and check on them, like take care of them in that way. But it's better that way because with the dog, I don't even know what I'd do. I'm gone for months. I'd have to find somebody to take it. But at least with my cats, like they're friends and they have each other and they can keep each other entertained and take care of each other. So I just love them so much and I miss them and I wish I could bring them here.
On being entertained, what was it like watching back your performance of 99 Red Balloons? Because that is such a hard song to do, especially with all the different movements you had to make and interactions you had with the band. How hard was it to pull off? That was just an amazing performance.
Thank you so much. That was actually my favorite performance, and I've been waiting for that one because I was just like, all the other ones, they're good, but this is the one that I was like, oh, I cannot wait for this one to air because my ears went out when I did it, so I couldn't even hear myself. And so this is like the first time that I really get to hear it too. And I'm glad it was good and not bad. But it was my favorite outfit, favorite staging, favorite song, and I've performed it before with my band, so thankfully, I had that experience, so, like, the muscle memory kind of kicked in a little bit after I couldn't hear anything anymore, and so that was nice.
And of course, watching back, seeing your dad cry, you're used to that. But is it great just to have him as a support and as actually a fellow artist who can give you pointers? And I guess as father and daughter, you learn from each other, not as just as loved ones, but as fellow artists, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and I grew up watching my dad perform on stage and stuff and just seeing him be goofy and himself on stage, and so that kinda just helps me be fine at being goofy and silly on stage, and Yeah, it's definitely nice seeing him there. They didn't really totally show him a ton at the beginning, but he's sitting directly in front of me when I started sitting there. So I even told him before, so I was like, I can't even look at, he was already crying. He was crying before I even started. Like I sat down, he was just bawling. I was like, Dad. And so I was like, I can't even look at you. I have to look like over here. And so I didn't even end up singing to him at all because I was like, I can't just watch my dad cry while I do this song.
You have a double threat because your coach Bublé is feels like a proud big brother whenever he looks upon you and he says you could win the voice. You have such a unique voice, and you can tell looking at him he really means every word he says. What has that been like having a coach like Bublé, and how is that really maybe I'm assuming not just enhance your artistry, but just enhance your confidence, I suppose.
It's just been insane. It's just like he's just like a dad. And so just seeing him so proud, it's super sweet. And I don't know, just having somebody of that caliber of like just accomplishments and his whole profession actually believe in me, and like even with him and Sheryl Crow both just saying that, giving me the compliments that they are, it's just insane in my brain. I'm like the worst at accepting compliments. I never know what to say and I'm always awkward about it. So it's the most awkward and worst experience for me, but also the coolest because it's insane hearing those things. I just am terrible at accepting them. I get like weird.
One of those many compliments you've received was early on in the competition. Buble mentioned how humble you are. And did not ask you the first time around, where did you get that level of just being modest and humble in the way you approach? Is that your family? Is it just the way you were raised or just your inner being, I suppose?
Yeah, it's probably the way that I was raised. I don't know. Being complimented and everything just makes me so awkward. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm also my biggest critic too. So like when people do compliment me, I'm like in my head, I'm like, are they just saying this to make me feel better? Are they just saying this because they care about me? But it's like not that good. So like having some opinions where it's like completely unbiased, or it's like they didn't know me, they didn't have to be nice to me, they didn't have to spare my feelings or anything. I'm not like their daughter or something like that. It was nice that I'm still getting compliments, but yeah, it's definitely really hard for me to accept compliments which I think is a good and a bad thing because A, I should just accept them and have some grace for myself, but also B, I think the fact that I'm never fully accept them is like just me constantly wanting to get better and work harder. And I think I'll never get to a place where I feel like, yeah, I'm good. It's then I think they'll just force me to keep working at it. So I think no matter what, I'll just keep getting better. So.
Jaron, keep getting better and working harder. You are really have that whole power pop rock lane right for you, and it's really good. But just in layman's terms, what's the key to actually having a soft voice? Because you're really good on the soft register, but then when you did keep holding on, you also proved that you can just really belt it out with a power pop. How hard is it having that transition? Is it something that you easily mastered as an artist, or is that something that you had to grow into? Those really amazing transitions.
That's just more something that that's just what my voice is. And I've always actually grown up not liking it because I was like, oh, my softer voice sounds so much different than my belting voice. And I felt like it never fit any of the songs I was singing. And I just felt like I just had not a good voice because I was like, I can't make them sound the same. But that's just how my voice sounds with those different amounts of air going or them. And so the fact that I couldn't make the sound the same and just consistent actually made me feel like I was just a bad singer. And so it's weird to have that kind of more praised. But yeah, so that's just kind of how I sing. I don't really do anything to it.
Well, Jaden, thanks you so much for your time. And last question is, I know you again, you really can't say much about lives, but are you is it weird jumping back and doing all the work again because you had some time off? Or is it like riding a bike because you started remembering how much work you did prior? What's that big picture been like for you this week?
It's definitely like here it's been like, okay, like we're back in the groove of it. And like we have curfews and we always have to like text it. And it's okay, we're back in that mindset. Again, I think one of the one things that I forgot was just how dry that studio is. We had a dry blocking rehearsal and I wasn't even singing. Like we were just practicing moving around the stage and it was just immediately just dryness. Like your throat's dry. You can't like feel like you can't even talk. So it's like now reminding myself how much I need to hydrate and how much I probably need to start doing more cardio because people just don't understand how dry that studio is. And it definitely affects people singing because like I can sing a song way easier at home than I can in that studio. And so definitely need to be drinking a lot more water than I have been.
And last question, two-parter. How do you feel about the save element this season? Okay, how I'm sure you're very cool with it. And then the second part of it, post The Voice, how much confidence do you have just going back home and just performing with your band? And how much have you grown within the past year as an artist? Big picture.
Yeah, the super saves, it's I don't want to say love hate, 'cause there's no hate in that, but it's like there's two things in your mind where it's like, oh my gosh, yeah, I have more friends coming back, and then the other one, oh shoot, there's more people to compete against that are coming back. But it's definitely exciting, and I think whatever's meant to be is meant to be. So the thought of more people coming back isn't too scary, because I think that obviously that's something that was meant to be, and that's what was gonna be happening. And obviously, you guys don't know who they are, but I know who they are. And so I'm really excited to have them back. And yeah, I'm excited to compete, and everybody that's here deserves to be here. And I'm super excited for it. And yeah, with my band, definitely a lot more confidence. If you can sing in front of those four judges and just a bunch of random people and the cameras and the lights, it definitely makes singing at home a lot easier for the little small town bars.
Janet, again, thank you so much for the second interview. I know you don't have too much time, so I just enjoy the rest of the week and, like you said, get some signs. So
Thank you. Thank you so much.
hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. For more movie and television reviews and interviews, please subscribe to my Deepest Dream channel. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, thanks so much for your support. Take care.